Welcome back to Breaking Borderlands. So here we are at the final boss. So there's gonna be a few things to take care of after this. But right now, fire's her main thing, but we can't get close enough to use that flamethrower, so explosions will work too. Okay. So grab any ammo you need, sell any junk, check for anything good. Alright. And now let's take Tyrene. Alright, so try and keep your companion at her feet if you can. Her critical spot is her face whenever she exposes herself. As long as you strafe, you'll dodge most of her attacks. Now you're gonna need something a bit accurate. Either you can climb up her back, or if you can get to the side of her, you can shoot the eye on her back. And then go in for whatever other damage you can. Now, don't freak out. She's gonna hop off the map a couple of times. It's bound to happen. Just try not to get caught in the beams. They hurt. And if ever you're, overwhelmed by ads, then go ahead and thin them out a bit, but it shouldn't be too bad. Ow, ow. Alright, now she's gone into another immunity phase. So get to the side of her.
That's your target. There, that's your opening. Give her hell.
And back to immune. Tried to get close enough for that radiation to dig into her, but didn't happen. Alright, now, I'm not entirely sure you can hit the eye from the side. Yeah, you can. But her arm's in the way, if that's the case. Alright. And now that should be her last immunity phase, so she's probably going to hop off the map again. Send a bunch of crazy attacks at you. I'm going to have the ads be distracted for a bit. Jump rope. Dodge. Now she should go straight to her knee before the... There we go. So... And victory is ours. Alright. And now, cutscene. I'm gonna go ahead and collect the everything, including the vault key. Now I'm just looking around for anything that could be useful. Alright, now we're gonna head into the vault. And now this artifact is gonna unlock mayhem mode for us, which is key to the break strategy. Right, a red chest, no legends. That's still pretty. And red chest, no legends. Then you just head back out, watch another cutscene, and then head back to Sanctuary for endgame rewards. There is a red chest in Lilith's quarters that is guaranteed to contain legendaries. Now, that can be incredibly good, or that can end up on the bad side. Now, what do you say? You're saying to yourself, well, how can any legendary drop be a bad thing? Well, that's kind of the thing, is you might just get a one legendary drop if that legendary happens to be a rocket launcher. You won't get anything else. But then you could also get a couple of SMGs, or a couple of shotguns, or 4 pistols. It's all up in the air as to what you're going to get. Because completely random, just guaranteed legendary for getting through the storyline yet again. So, alright. Sorry for that little break there. Yeah, sorry for that little break. It just won't let you record during the game credits. So now we're heading back to Sanctuary. You can see I've got myself a friend there. Poor guy's one of the many reasons that I decided to make this series, because he just got the game. He doesn't know where he's going, what he's doing, and I've already rushed his first character. So I didn't give him the finite details of my whole break plan, but I went ahead and took him to the breaking point and rushed him as much as I could in a day. I say in a day, it was pretty much an hour, so he wasn't max level. He achieved that on his own. But I still got him from about a level 13 to a 65 in about an hour. So we're going to do the same thing for ourselves, but only when we get there. Alright, so with congratulations in order for making it through the main storyline, you're gonna come up towards the bridge and then come to Lilith's room. Now you're just gonna hand over the... There's the map. I never noticed that before. Why does the map have a firehawk in it? So more than likely that's just, you know, she's not done. It's trying to show us where she's at. Wherever that was. But Tannis will open this for you when you get through storyline, so... Alright. Got ourselves... That's not bad for what it is. They gave us terrible legendaries. That's, yeah, all of those are actually pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie about it. But still, legendaries are good. Yeah. So, you didn't need to listen to her say that. You could have ran over here and taken care of it, but... Alright, so... Now, that we have Mayhem mode unlocked, very simply, you want level 1 at this point in time, and you're going to re-roll until you get to Loot Explosion. Okay? That's the one you want. Now, applying Mayhem modifiers on Sanctuary goes quickly, but anywhere else you'd have to reload. So now, I'm going to go and check vending machines, just because get into the habit. You never know when something good's going to pop up. But since you've gotten storyline done, there's now the takedowns that you can do, and we've got all the DLC to get through. So now you can try these out if you'd like, but underwhelming Atlas, it's just that it has shock damage when you use the darts, and it's not even good shock damage. Interesting concept, just not a great weapon. And I am using my spark plug at the moment. Alright, so skill points. So we're going to start the red tree because it's just icing on the cake for the purple tree, really. And you're going to start in Interplanetary Stalker. Really, really good skill. And it's going to give us the offense we need. One of the things with Mayhem mode, everything's going to be your level. So pay attention to that. But now things can also drop with Anoints. The higher the Mayhem level, the more Anoints that will show up on weapons and whatnot. Just like this stuff here. So for example, that's the anointment that we're going to end up with. It can be uber powerful, but the anointment that we are searching for right now is a URAD anointment. Huh, that can't come with an anoint. And that's another thing, is if you ever run into some of the reward weapons from missions in the vending machine, if it doesn't have an anointment, it will never spawn with one. So pay attention to that. There we go. So yeah, I'm going to save my iridium just because with Loot Explosion on, we'll find one. But this is an option for that. Another option I do believe is to head to Roland's Rest on Pandora. I think that set of vending machines will spawn with anointments too, but we're gonna go check. So, oh, Devil's Razor is what I want. Now, at this point in the game, any and every boss can be farmed at your level. So even, you know, we were just tearing through Grave Ward with that butcher. Now the butcher's gone. Even if it wasn't, it would have been outclassed and damaged because now he's far surpassed the level of that gun. But if you wanted to, you could do some boss runs. Gain some equipments. If anything is on the list of what you're looking to build, you know, grab it early and try it now. Because this is a bit of a step up being on Mayhem 1, but we're literally going to skip the rest of the Mayhems. We're just going to go to the hardest once we piddle around here for a bit. But this is literally just research. I appreciate you guys coming with me to see if I'm correct. Yep. And again, if you want to try some of this stuff out, because anointments are a lot stronger than just guns. I will tell you that now, because I've just added 115% bonus radiation on a non-elemental Jacobs. So it's already high damage. You're going to end up getting about 500 damage in radiation. So, you see what I'm saying? And if we can end up finding... And URAD will only be on your guns. You can also find... Like, here's something on grenades. So you can start looking for stuff to help you out. Like, even your shields can come with stuff. But, again, we're going to find stuff like that anyway. It's just an option for if you can't seem to find a URAD before we get to the breaking point. Then, yeah, here's an option here with these three vendors. You have an option with Crazy Earl. But, trust me, with Loot Explosion on, this is going to go fairly well. Because enemies have a 10% chance to loot explode, and you'll see what that means eventually. But any critical kill is guaranteed loot explosions. So, that's nice. But we're actually going to need to go back, to Sanctuary. Because now that Mayhem mode is in place, we are going to move on to the first DLC. Now, I just had a thought. I actually might not want to be here. Well, no, I want to be here, but I'll explain. The first video in this series showed how you could go to the third DLC and loot a bunch of legendaries from the bank in Vestige. I'm thinking, now that we're on Mayhem, some of those will spawn with Anointments. And again, with Mayhem mode being on, because you went there early in the game, going back at any time to try and do it, it's going to be the level you were when you first went in there. Now that we're on Mayhem mode, it will match your level. Same thing with True Vault Hunter mode, but True Vault Hunter mode will start the game over, and you can't skip the tutorial. So,
Vault Hunter, I have a new mission for you. Come to my lab.
what we're going to do here is we're going to take the first DLC, which you have to come next to Moxie's, look at the poster,
Hey, sugar. I've got a little promise.
and now we're going to start the handsome jackpot.
I found a prize worth winning. I'm talking loot, but not just any. Handsome Jack's casino.
So what we're going to do is we're going to navigate to the jackpot. And then we're going to use the drop pod to get down. There's going to be a movie, and sadly it's loading, so it's going to record it if it allows it. I actually don't know if that's blocked. But once recording starts again, we're going to be on the handsome jackpot, and then we'll go rob the bank again just to see if anything spawns with an anointment.
Money. Some people say it's the root of all evil.
Get on the stage. I just wanna let everybody hear me sing. I don't wanna be no puppet on the string.
Those people are freaking idiots. Money rules, we all know it. How's it going? Handsome Jack here, your best friend. You
Lies.
know what sucks? Everything. All the time. There's
Okay, that's true.
There's pours, and not enough fire in the galaxy to burn it all down.
Psycho? Okay. So now that we're here and we have this fast travel location set up, you can go ahead and pay the VIP to have the door opened for you by the... There he is. By the valet. But now that I've gotten that fast travel on our maps, we're going to go back to Gehenna. We're going to go to Vestige. Make sure you don't go to the drop pod. Go to actual Vestige. And again, you might end up getting a terrible legendary, but it might have a great anointment. So you could work between them, depending. And again, anointments are pretty much up to you and how it's going to fit your build. For my build, I'm going with Gamma Burst, added radiation damage, just because I want to have all that radiation damage done in the background as a constant, and then let the weapons do the rest of the work in case I need the fire or the corrosive, what have you. I might even double stack on radiation just for mobbing. But for now, we're just going to see what Lady Luck has in store for us. And remember, there's always going to be a Dakota shotgun. Don't know if that can become anointed or not. And I do believe for the drop rate increase, I am on... Yep, I'm on Coopetition. So sadly, you're going to have to see me use the photo mode more than anything else, because if I was on Cooperation, I could just back out and use the lost loot. But I didn't think to do that, so instead... Oh, here, I better face this direction for the camera. So what you're going to do is come up through the ceiling, and then come down to the bank. Line up with your character and spam square once you back out of camera mode. And that gave us 2. So, repeat the process, only this time we're hoping to pick up the weapons. Let's see what we got here. We got an ogre and a bangarang. The bangarang's going to be the hard one to grab. Got them both. Okay. But again, now they are our level. So, you know, that's a bit of an upgrade there. That's just the gunnerang. Not as good as the bangarang, in my opinion, but more devastating in damage compared to what we got going on right now. So again, back to photo mode. Up through the ceiling. And another legendary. What is it this time? Barrage? That looks like a barrage. Which wouldn't be a bad AR, it's just not the greatest. Yes, what it looks like, a barrage. So, back to photo mode. One more of the legendary chests here on this side of the room. An alchemist. Oh, I wish I'd have kept my transformer. Even though that was low level. So. And pick it up. So now, one last. Just because the Dakota shotgun being in a red chest, it can also spawn with class mods and grenade mods and stuff like that. Sadly not, though. And I'm not entirely sure I'm gonna want that thing. But I want to see if it can spawn with an anointment. Which it doesn't seem to have. Now, these ones did, as you can see. So, it does have a possibility of anointments. At least on some things. That's not bad for lifesteal, but I don't attack command. Yep, not the best. Oh, come on now. Glitcherific. But, yep, that is totally an option if you needed to farm for an anointment. And I also think that the vendors around here, they're not very good on dropping legendaries, but they might spawn anointments with their guns. And they do. So, there's another option to get your URED, but I'm going to see if we can't get it for free. So, yeah. That's basically, you know, if you needed something here at the end, or if you wanted to go ahead and start getting used to anointments, then that's a few ways to pick them up. We're going to go ahead and head back to the jackpot, because we are just going to be speedrunning the storyline as best we can. Now, most of the side quests here are very stretched out. They'll have you running from A to B to C and such. So save those for later. Some of the rewards are really good, and you might want them at 72. Now, being that this is a Hyperion facility, there is a lot of loader bots. Pardon me. So having something in corrosive, which is another reason I took the Gunnerang, is a fantastic idea. So,
let the hunt take you.
And now we've already used the VIP experience, so just let the valet do his job. And you can easily make back the money that you spent on it, because these are just free machines. It's kind of ridiculous, really.
I'll keep Sanctuary away from the casino before we all become permanent.
So there's Iridium about.
At least those have redeeming qualities. Jack was a tyrant and a bastard to his core. The only thing he loved more than himself was making others hurt. Enough scars on all of us. This place went on lockdown when it had...
There are little Jack holograms everywhere, and challenges for listening to them. So it's just extra Iridium at this point. And it seems that these can spawn with Anointments as well. So, seems fairly easy to spawn them when you've got Mayhem. Another thing you could end up doing, if you wanted to, is we could, whilst in Vestige, we could have cranked up the Mayhem level to get some epic guns. So that is a possibility if you'd like to, but I'm just going to continue on doing it this way because I can still have fun. Oh, this guy.
I like your enthusiasm, Beast.
Now, there's going to be one really awesome aspect of the cartel loader bots, if you just saw. But now you can see how the loot explosion, you know, there's money, there's Iridium, and these were all regular enemies. So, and again, we're just looking for something anointed, which is this, you know, extra special beam. See, not anointed. Anointed. If it's shinier...
Dead 7 years and still trying to screw us. But don't worry about that dead. Once I'm
Berserker Rush. And now I'm just looking for weapons that are anointed at this point in time. Because again, we're just looking for a URAD.
Jack's death scheme must have roped in a lot of people. After being stranded all this time, they won't be friendly. Stay sharp, Sugar. You've got a lot riding.
So again, if you can get your critical kills, then it's guaranteed to have the loot explosion go off. And by all technical means, if you went the offensive route and have your red tree filled up, then you could have a lot more stuff being criticals, because the Megabore has a 20% chance of any connecting shot being a critical against any part of the body. But and again, if you don't already have a spark plug, there's a snowdrift. That's nice. Yeah, if you don't already have a spark plug, I'm actually gonna take that just for time's sake. Yeah, if you don't have a spark plug, this is also a good way to find yourself a spark plug. And again, it doesn't have to be of a high level. I just got lucky. But now, We've got a little speed increase for ourselves. Now these are fun, but not very effective. Hit me. Hit me. Well, nope.
There's supposed to be a subway connecting all the parts of the casino. Doesn't appear to be working, but
Alright, so here's another one of those Jack holograms. So now I'm just gonna run past. Nope, nothing good. Alright, so now we need to clear the area and specifically third rail here. Wait, she's not too tough. But now we gotta clear out his crew. Oh, I wanted that to stay on cryo. I don't know why this thing has a scope. It's so hard to aim it in that fashion. Do I have cryo on this? I do. But cryo can really make mobbing a lot easier, guarantee those loot explosions. And yet again, this weapon has a chance to ricochet a crit. Nope. Not to mention, oh, that wasn't a critical? Not to mention, when something is frozen, they take more melee and critical hit damage. So that just helps us... Oh, come on now. Yeah, that just helps us to, abuse it even more. Now, sadly, my shield's aura took him out and not the critical hit. Why are you guys not loot exploding like normal?
Jack and I were an idol, briefly. Back then, I dreamed of opening a casino. Jack even promised to bank me.
There's Gamma Burst.
And calling the breakup messy? Jealous. He stole my design.
Now, it's just a blue weapon. So it shouldn't be that good, right?
My books forever.
Makes sense. That's normally how things go. So we're just gonna see exactly if that's true once we add a little damage to it. Now I'm literally just using a blue gun to prove a point. That, you know, any anointment can make a gun worth it, as long as the anointment is, you know, great with the build. And we're already using Gamma Burst, so why not get that extra damage? Eh. Alright, so now... So, normal damage, not bad. Right. So now we activate that. Added radiation damage. Practically doubling what we do. Well, actually, over doubling what we do.
The boss. That man's all teeth. Don't trust a word he says.
So, treasure chests around here should always be checked just because something can drop with an anointment. But I already know what anointment I'm looking for and the build I'm going to use it in, so I'm fortunate in that fact, but I'm just going to run past all the enemies and get to the next objective. Sidetrack. Even though these doors do cost some good money, there's money everywhere around here. So, hey. Ow.
The man on the inside could help us use these.
You done goofed. Really shouldn't have messed with me. But again, I'm just in here for the 2 chests, because again, a chance. That's a good anointment for anything automatic fire. This sometimes can spawn here too, but it's rare. Fade away. Now, I will point out the URAD when I do find it. So let us continue on. And again, the side quests here, they're going to have you run an A to B. And now you can see I did keep some of that radiation damage even though the gamma burst has ended. But it will always be stronger while it's on. So, might as well just use it and abuse it. And again, this is a blue gun. So it shouldn't be that good, and it really isn't that good of a Jacobs shotgun. But you can see how the anointment makes up for that.
Your weakness is known.
Oh, come on. I forgot I still had the Red Queen on. Yeah, not a good option on a single target. Alright, now there should be some elites.
Too many to count.
Now, when it comes to using the loot explosion with elemental damage, it's very easy for the element to kill them and not the critical. So, if you're ever wondering why, hey, I hit him right in the crit, why didn't he loot explode? That's why. It was elemental damage. Alright, now let the little video play. And then go talk to the feller. picking up anything along the way. Extra money in iridium is always nice. Icebreaker is great against somebody who's frozen. Oh my. Okay then. Kitten strangling, how about that? It's corrosive damage boost, that's always nice. Alright, that's what I dropped. This away, he say. Free equipment. I'll take it. Free money too. Now shooting a slot machine also counts as opening it, so if you just want to get the iridium from the challenge, then there you go. Money. Alright, so there's a better snowdrift. So I'll go ahead and take that. Thank you. Yep. And don't get discouraged if you're not finding the anointed weapon. That's why I showed you a couple of methods to help find it. Alright, now we need to clear... Oh no, that's not this. Now don't step into this area, you will be killed. Some of these may be decoys. So if you go to do a slot machine and it just doesn't work for you, that's why. And again, you could always just end up smashing it or shooting it. So we're going to let him have his little breakdown here. No, I'm good. Now, yet again, can never come with an anointment because you'll only get it off of him. It's a decent corrosive Hyperion SMG. I don't know if it does anything special. Now, there are these bottles of hot sauce that you should blow up for Torg. When you do the last one, he will send you a unique weapon in the mail. So beware of that, because it is a legendary. Alright. And alarms. And there should be quite a number of bots that show up. But nothing you can't deal with. And remember, you don't have to be highly accurate and get every critical every time. There's still a 10% chance that they'll just loot explode anyway. Nothing good. Aw, come on, guy. That's the one downside to the companion having a having the aura. With that aura, he can set off barrels you're standing next to, so kind of a downside. And the problem with using the gunnerang, if there's no enemies, it comes back for you. So, there's that. Alright. And now that everything's back together, go ahead and head back to where you found him. But I don't want this video getting much much longer. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the video off here because there's a lot more talking involved. He's gonna contact Moxie. They're gonna go over a few plans for heisting this place, and then he's gonna send me off to a different district in this area. So when he's about to send me off to that area, I'll go ahead and cut the new video in. But I hope you found this entertaining and informative, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.